Today we're going to be looking at the Galion TS Voyager TL. These are two-way speakers from Galion Audio. They are $11.95 a pair, so about $1,200 US a pair. They're 8 ohms, 84 decibel sensitivity. They're 50 watt speakers, so I'm going to go ahead and start getting this open while I talk. So I've been trying to get more speakers to test because that allows me to get more amps and things like that, but it's been kind of a struggle because, you know, if you don't have the right amp to go with a speaker or you don't have the right speaker to go with an amp, you're kind of out. So you know, finally got some speakers in from Galion. I do wish I had the TSA 75 in that I could test it with, because I know, you know, they were kind of built for each other, but I will be using my Pathos amp because that's what I've got at this time. Well, box inside a box. Oh, that was already open. So these are, I believe, a demo unit. I don't expect these to be brand new, but they could be. I never really quite know what they're going to send me. So right on top here, we've got these foam blocks. The bass driver in the speaker has a port in the bottom. So if you don't want as much kind of punchy bass, you can insert these to kind of tighten up that bass a little bit. I'll show you that once we get them out. I got a silica gel packet and some little feet for the speakers. This foam out. And I'm going to try to, I'm going to have to tilt this to get these out. I'll put them where you can see it in just a second. So they're both going to look the same, so I'll just go ahead and pull one out for right now. That way you can kind of see what they look like. Right, so nice little speaker here. Does have this magnetic speaker grill on the front, so you can take that off to see the speakers or keep it covered to protect it. I'm a speaker grill guy. I would keep it on there because I've got small kids and it's better for the dust and all that. This is the port that I was talking about that these foam blocks go in. There is one already inserted in here. So there's a kind of a thinner one. Whoops. Thinner one, and then this thicker one. So you can kind of adjust it to your taste if you want to block more of it or not. Also, I was told by Thomas Tan, the guy that actually designed these, that they are a little bit on the darker side, so you might want to kind of tilt them back a little bit. I believe that's called raking. What that does, though, is it sort of points that tweeter towards you, so it gets a little bit better sound stage, makes it a little bit brighter. So you may want to consider that if you're buying these. You know, try it out first. You may not want to. It may be at the perfect level, but you may want to tilt them up a little bit. But these look like they'd be great little speakers for, you know, even a desktop, something like that. I'm in a pretty large room here where I'm testing, so I'll be interested to see how they perform there. But these are sort of known for their detail, so that's what I'm mostly interested in. If you've watched any of my videos, that's kind of my thing. On the back, we've got some pretty big terminals here for speaker connection. They do unscrew, so you can use spades, you can use just a bare wire, there's a little hole in there, or banana plugs like I'll probably be using just to plug into the back. The casing on it does look like wood. It is definitely not wood, but it does look really nice. I think it's a good looking speaker. Of course, that's how I'll have it for the most part. Tilt it back so you can see it. But I'm going to try it with these different inserts. You know, kind of see what the differences are in them. Looks like you just kind of squish it in there. They're a little bit oversized, but it's just foam, so you can push that in. I'll be doing the actual review here probably over the next couple of days or so. Kind of have to play with it a little bit to get it to look good. It's a little bit squished in there, but I'll fiddle around with that, and I'll be listening to them, like I said, over the next couple of days, and I'll let you guys kind of hear what I think. But I'll go ahead and pause the video, and we'll get it moved into position. Alright, so I've got them hooked up. I've got my turntable set up with a record. It's music from Big Pink. If you've watched any of my videos before, that's my test album there. I'll even get the dust off it for you. So I've got it cleaned up, got it queued up. I'm using my Pathos amp. I've got the foam blocks here. One thing I did notice earlier, I had a little bit of trouble getting one of them in. They are still kind of a tight fit, which they're supposed to be for these big ones. But one thing I did notice, I thought they were square, and they clearly are not square. It is a rectangle, and I was trying to put it in with the big side, so I'll do the smaller one. Should have looked a little bit closer at it, but I think that'll make it a little bit easier to get them in. I haven't tried it yet, but we'll see. I don't have them tilted up. I do have them on top of some tower speakers that I have. Kind of a precarious situation. I wouldn't necessarily keep them there. I would probably get a stand if they were going to be my permanent speakers, but I just kind of wanted to have them up off the ground, closer to ear level. But yeah, let's go ahead and get it started. And I'm going to close this door, so you're not really going to be able to see the turntable turning, but I don't think that really matters much. Anyway, we are going to look at the speakers. Turn that up just a little bit. So I'm going to kind of step back just a minute so that I can kind of get to the optimal listening position. So they do sound really good. They've got a lot of detail, which is kind of what was advertised, what you would expect. I'm not really getting that overpowering bass, although this song isn't terribly bass heavy. We'll kind of wait till it gets going. But it does sound really good. I don't feel a need to tilt the speakers. I will anyway here in just a couple minutes because I do want to see the difference that it makes. Actually, I may go ahead and do that while we're waiting on song to go a little more. I'm just going to use the foam blocks. Obviously, I wouldn't do that if I was doing it permanently. Alright, so I've got them both tilted. I'm going to kind of get back to where I was before. Yeah, so it did kind of improve the soundstage. I'm not going to say it was earth-shattering, but yeah, if I was buying these, yeah, I'd tilt them up. It definitely does make them not quite as dark sounding. I'm going to put them back down when I cover the bass ports, so that way I can kind of, you know, get an idea of what that sounds like. Let's see if I can. Okay, so this song obviously has a lot of highs in it, which sound really good, but it's also got some bass in the background. So it's a little bit better song for me to kind of test that with. I'm gonna go ahead and put them down, and I'm gonna put the small block in. Let me get the other one. Alright, so with that in, it definitely does tighten the bass up a little bit, but I am, like I said before, in a big room, so I gotta say I'd probably leave those out. If I was in a smaller room, I could absolutely see wanting to put that in there. You know, if these were like on a desktop or something like that, absolutely. I'm going to try the bigger ones in just a second. I would imagine I'm going to feel the same way about that, but we'll see. And really, there's a lot of combinations because, you know, tilt or don't tilt, and then no block, small block, big block. You've got a lot of stuff to play with to kind of figure out what the optimal situation is for you, optimal setup. But I do feel like for me in this big room, I would definitely tilt them up, and I would probably keep those blocks out. Let's go ahead and see if I can get this in with a little bit less struggle this time. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time making them look pretty. It does kind of look a little squished in there, but nothing like it did before, and I can see it's kind of expanding a little bit, so that would probably fix itself. But if I was going to keep them in there, I would definitely fiddle with it, but I'm going to go get the other one. Of course, the song ends right when I get ready. So I'm just going to play that same song. Yeah, so it definitely does make the bass a lot tighter, and in some ways I like that. I like the sound of it. It's I guess a cleaner, more even sound stage. But I do like having a little bit more bass, like I said, in a bigger room. I'm gonna go ahead and tilt this. I guess I should have tilted it with the little ones in there, but that's what I'm using to tilt. So, you know, not exactly a well thought out plan, I assume. Yeah, same thing. It definitely does improve that sound stage to tilt them back, but I gotta go with my my previous statement that I really don't think I would put those in for my use. when I'm at the camera standing closer to the speaker, it sounds great, but when I step back, it's just kind of missing that bass. I do kind of feel the tightness in it, but I do kind of miss having the punchiness to it too. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll put all the links as usual in the details. But I appreciate it, and we'll catch you later.